about how we provide all of our kids in Broward County with the resources they need. I'm Bob Runcie, your superintendent of schools. And, you know, when I look out here and I see all of you, I think about, my days in high school. Came from some, really challenging circumstances. My parents never had a chance to get an education. They never went to school. I came to this country when I was 6 years old. I ended up repeating first grade. I struggled through school a little bit, then I got caught up by the time I got to middle school. And through the help of some of the great teachers like the ones you have here at Northeast, they really helped me to navigate high school, figure out how to go to college, figure out how to apply for financial aid, and figure out how to get scholarships. And I ultimately went to one of our best universities in this country. I went to Harvard University undergrad. And I'll tell you this, there's really no difference between me and you. The only thing that I had was I had a lot of people around me, again, teachers, administrators, folks in the community who helped me and encouraged me. And every day I wake up, I want to make sure that each and every one of you have the same kind of opportunities. Because I really believe you guys are going to grow up and you're going to change the world. You're going to be some great entrepreneurs, engineers. One of you guys might find a cure for cancer, solve some of the problems in the environment, become a state legislature, maybe even President of the United States. I think you guys have that kind of potential. And it's our job as adults, as leaders in our community, that we give you the best environment that you can get so you get a world-class education, so that you can achieve your potential. And we've been struggling with that over the last few years in Broward County. And we've been struggling with that because the state cut our funding for our capital millage, which is what we use to fix up our schools. We use it to buy band equipment. We use it to invest in fixing up our buildings, fixing our roofs, our windows, ensuring our campuses they drain properly when it rains, and also technology. We pay for all our technology with that. So all those things are getting to a point now where we've got to replace them so that we can give our teachers and our students a great learning environment. Don't you guys think you deserve that? Yeah. And don't you guys think you deserve better than what we've been giving you so far? Well, that's why we're here today. The first thing I want to say is I want to make it clear to everyone here that we're going to fix up the problems that we have here. There's always been this issue about, and I think it's symbolic of the challenges that we have about fixing the roof at Northeast. So Northeast has problems just like many other schools throughout the district. So what we've done this year is that the board has decided to put an item out on the November ballot for our citizens to vote on to invest in our schools, to invest in you and the generations to come, to give the district the resources we need to be able to fix a lot of these issues. But I'm going to tell you this, regardless of whether we get those resources or not, we're going to take what little we have and we're going to fix the roofing problems and the flooding issues that we have here in Northeast. And the school board made that commitment this week, and we codified that in our district facilities plan. So you've got my assurance that that's going to happen. But we can't just address the roofing problem. We have other challenges at the school that we need to invest in. We have other challenges in schools all throughout Broward County. So we've got to come together, community, and we've got to really make this happen. And I'm so glad to be joined here today by some just great individuals. Many of them have gone through some of our very schools here in Broward County. They've been dedicated to our kids, they're dedicated to our community, and they're working really hard to make sure that everyone comes together around our community and does the right thing. I'm just going to introduce some of them. So Alan Levy. Since the day I arrived in Broward County about 3 years ago, Alan's always been around talking about education. He's been in my office. He's been a very recognized leader in the business community. He's really passionate about it, really helps a lot of kids. He and his wife do a great amount of work with an organization called Handy to help a lot of kids who are struggling, and so he's just been a great champion for helping kids. And next to Mr. Alan Levy is Bob Butterworth. And many of you may remember that name. He's had so many well-respected positions here in Broward County and throughout the state. I think at one point you were the Attorney General. He's been the sheriff at one point. He's occupied a lot of positions, and he's just done enormously well. I have a tremendous respect for him, his accomplishments, and most of all, his integrity and love for Broward County and all of you. Let's give it up again for Brian Butterworth. The ultimate statesman in Broward County, the state of Florida. He's a former state senator, runs a major law firm, which some of you might go to be attorneys and work in his law firm. And that's former Senator George Lemieux, and I'm so glad he's here with us today. And you know, you can never really be in a place where there's just one attorney, right? There's got to be another one. And so we have next to Mr. Senator George Lemieux is Ms. Bernadette Norris Weeks. And let's give her a hand. She just put on a fabulous conference last weekend called Women of Tomorrow. At least I think a couple hundred folks were there. Just a great conference. But I want each of them to at least share some words with you today about where we are. We've got this great organization has set up called Citizens for Safe and Modern Schools. And that's what we all want, right? Safe and modern schools. And yes, so we want to talk about that today and kick this off. We've got, gosh, I guess 45, 50 days before we get to election, and we've got a lot of communication to do, and you guys can actually help us as well. But I'm going to ask Bob Butterworth to come up and share a couple words with you, and then we'll just kind of go down the line.